battle that hasn't been waged since 1962. So, you know, for us, it's like, it's got to be the definitive version and the most satisfying version of these monsters coming together. And so, you know, in doing that, you know, knowing that, you know, everybody's got their favorite, and you have to satisfy both of those, and they're both powerful monsters with their own specialties and weaknesses, and so that's all taken into consideration. And so, you know, for us, it was just important that this is just the most epic battle of all time. He's extremely incredible, so knowledgeable of the script, every detail, every, you know, every camera move, he'll spot it out. It's amazing to watch, and definitely because I've always wanted to get into the directing aspect, and just to watch him direct, it's definitely an educational experience as well.
I met Adam 5-6 years ago a couple of times for another project that never got made, and I just really liked him. We had some great conversations, and I thought he was very interesting. He's a cinephile. He knows everything about cinema, and I was really impressed by his body of work. So I was very excited when Legendary and Warner Brothers told me that Adam was going to do this.
Adam has a really distinctive, dynamic style. Visually, the movie has a really robust, incredible color palette. He's really pushed some of the story elements to new and exciting places, and as a world builder, what he's done with Hollow Earth, which is an entirely new element that we haven't used in this franchise before, or we haven't introduced in this franchise before, it's a really fun thing to watch him bring his style into the Monsterverse.
He's really good at telling me what he wants, but he also lets me kind of work with the character Josh, because at the end of the day, the actor is taking on this, you know, this persona. So I really love how he's able to let me bring my own kind of light to it and bring my own style of what I think Josh is.
Adam's incredible. I mean, I was already such a huge fan of Adam with his prior films, and he's just been out of the box with his ideas.
It's Godzilla.
It's a really exciting, nerve-wracking, but incredibly gratifying thing for us at Legendary to be bringing both Godzilla and Kong together finally, after trying to bring back Godzilla the way we have, and Kong in this new universe that we've started to build for them. To see them come together and clash is an incredibly exciting thing.
I was itching to do more of an action-adventure movie. I was really excited about doing tonally something different from what I've been doing in the past 2-3 years. And that's always fun when you get to do something that you feel like you haven't done in a while.
The major thing to be excited about this movie is that, you know, two of these classic monsters that have cropped up on our screens for years and years and years are going head to head. I mean, the film's about them. I'm not I think that's really so exciting, just to see that and the spectacle of that and everything that's going to happen around it. But what's clever about this one is that on top of that general excitement is there's a really good story, and there's some really fun, interesting characters. It's not, you know, there's not your standard archetypal heroes and villains. It's all very unexpected and fun, and there's actually quite a lot of humor in it.
The relatable aspect, you know, when I watch Godzilla movies, in the past I couldn't relate to it because there wasn't any young people involved, you know, there wasn't any youth. So I think in these new ones, all audiences can relate, you know, parents and friends, and that best friend that's the best friend to the crazy person, or like, you know, that crazy person. So, you know, I feel like that there's so much expansion of youth and age, and it's great. It's very cultural, very different, you know, cultures, like Kaylee's character. So I feel like it's really cool because you get to have all sides of the spectrum all in one movie, and it's really exciting.
I think it's more layered and more nuanced than the good humans versus the evil giants or the evil titans. They're animals. They're not good nor bad. They do what animals do, you know? And I think that's also what the reason they go after each other, King Kong and Godzilla, is because they're both alpha. They're both apex predators, and there can only be one alpha.
As soon as I started talking to Legendary about the potential of making this film, I went back and I rewatched every single Godzilla movie in order from start to finish, which was definitely something I'd never done before. And I did the same thing with all the King Kong films. And it was really interesting because watching the original Godzilla films, it was almost like re-experiencing my childhood to a certain degree, because a lot of them I hadn't seen since maybe I was in like second grade, especially the early Showa era ones. And so the process was just really unique in the sense that, you know, I was able to reinvigorate myself as a filmmaker and as a person, you know, in a way where I was able to kind of almost trace back the origins of what made me excited about movies in general.
Well, I think that the people that are watching the next Godzilla film are going to be really excited to explore a bit more about that whole Millie side of the story and Godzilla, and you get to really know her a bit more and where she's coming from and the post her mom story and all that, and it's really beautiful. I think that at the end of the day, this movie shows family values, human interaction in scrutinizing circumstances. It really puts our morality at test. In this story, you see every character being slightly compromised and having to make decisions. And even though it's based on Godzilla and Kong, you feel for the character. You feel so much. You care in this film.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same.
It's incredible what these guys do. It's immense. It's on a scale beyond. You've got to think of a football stadium filled with pretend debris and buildings on their edges and this and that, and then you've got the other guys putting all the smoke underneath it, and then you've just got hundreds and hundreds of people running around running all this stuff. And you know, it's not lost on me as the actor. You know, you're just a tiny little piece of this cog, and but they create this world. You know, you can really lose yourself in, and they do such a great job. You can, you know, you really believe that they're there. So when you see Godzilla, you see King Kong, it all comes together.
We come in, you already know the rest. We never settle 'cause we know we're best. We're on attack, leave you out.
This is like the heavyweight champion of the world fight going on right now. Like, you know, like, I guess, would I be considered Godzilla's Don King right now? Because I'm like, I guess I would be. Because I really do care about Godzilla, honestly. It's crazy because you don't really want to pick a side, but you kind of got to pick a side because at the end of the day, all of mankind is at stake. And but it's unlike anything in the world, being able to run around and just like, you know, try to, you know, really be that champion for Godzilla, because it's like, you know, you know that this fight is the fight of all fights, and it's yeah, you just want to be on the right side of it, you know?
See, Godzilla is... he's a misunderstood guy, I feel like. But, I don't know, I gotta root for Kong. I gotta give it to Kong. I love his strength in this film is very, very beautiful, and the strength that Gia gives Kong, to me, is really... really special. But again, Millie's character gives Godzilla its own punch, so we shall see. We shall see the movie to know.
You know, if you want to go out in the town, meet some girls, you know, go to the local bar or whatever, obviously you want to go out with King Kong, because he always gets the girl. You know, he's always got a beautiful girl in his left hand or right hand. You know? And then Godzilla, if you want to go out and just break some stuff and destroy the town, obviously you want to go out with him. So that's sort of I think that's kind of the deal.
I've always liked Godzilla, but 100% Team Kong. I mean, he's Nathan's guy.
I wouldn't want to call that fight, but I think force on force, Godzilla probably has the upper hand, but Kong has a few tricks up his sleeve, so it's not that simple.
Team Godzilla all the way. And then I'm gonna wink at camera. Goodbye, friends, I'm gonna go take a nap. But Team Godzilla, hit me up on Instagram and comment, Team Godzilla. Goodbye.
There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.